We'll begin lying on the back with the support under the knees. Make yourself comfortable. It's a good idea to elevate the legs slightly so it's more comfortable for the lower back. So relax your lower back, relax the pelvis, relax the shoulders, relax your face. Settle into the ground and then find your breath. Just notice your breath without changing it. No need to modify right now. Just noticing the breath, how it flows in the body. No judgment here. Just breathing and resting and relaxing. So this short sequence will be dedicated to stretching the psoas. That's the hip flexor on the front of our hips that flexes the legs. And often it gives people a lot of trouble. And now pull the right knee into the chest. It's actually a good idea to place your bolster or a block under your lower back right now. And just take your time, make yourself comfortable, place some support under your lower back, and then bring the right knee into the chest. The left leg can be bent or extended. Now, can you notice the sensation on the front of the left hip? Don't overdo it. It's perfectly okay to bend the left knee. You can place your left hand on the front of your left hip to encourage the stretch. Again, you can bend your left knee if the left leg extended is too much, seems uncomfortable. Then it's really helpful to bend the left knee. And once you found your shape, continue breathing and experiencing the sensations, watching the sensations in the body, and breathing. And staying here a little bit longer. If you wish to intensify, you can lift the left heel off the mat slightly, or leave the heel down. It's up to you. And again, your left knee can be bent any degree here, or not. All depends on how your hamstrings are, and also on the flexibility of your hips. And then release the right leg and change legs. Pull the left knee into the chest. Right knee either stays bent or extend the right leg on the mat. And notice how it feels on this side. There's a good chance that this side feels different from the first side, which is normal. Relax. There is some effort happening here, of course, but see that you're not overdoing it. Relax wherever you can. And breathe. And release the left leg and bend both knees, bring them towards your chest, and then lower both feet down. And if you wish, you can give yourself a full body stretch, extending the arms over the head and the legs away from you. To me, this feels really good, but it can be a little bit too much. Right, now extend your right leg. So roll your left leg up. And you can have the knee bent slightly according to how your body is. Breathe here and then lower the left foot and extend the right leg up. Gently holding on to your right leg with both hands, maybe even using a strap here if needed. And then bring both feet down, push up, and get that support out from underneath you. And hug the knees into the chest. You can choose to gently rock side to side here or not. And then rolling over to one. Bring the knees over to one side and then to the other side. Just pause for a moment here in the center with the knees up, feet into the mat. If you need any more release here, feel free to move around slightly. And pause with the arms extended along your sides. And then bring your right hand behind the right thigh, your left hand behind the head. Right leg extends up. And the left knee is bent for now. And now firmly press the hand and the right thigh together. Keep that engagement. And then lift the upper body. Do not pull on the head. The left knee either stays bent or you can extend the left leg away from you. Breathe here. Flex that right foot, reach up through the heel. Keep that strong connection between the thigh and the hand on the right side. And to intensify, you can lift the left heel off the mat just an inch or two. Or you can keep the heel down and then lower down. Release everything. Knees bent, feet into the mat. And then extend the left leg up. Left hand on the back of the left thigh. Create that strong connection. Push the hand into the thigh, thigh into the hand. Right hand behind the head. You can choose to extend the right leg here. And then lift the upper body. Strong abdominal engagement here. The lower back stays on the ground. Keep pushing the hand and the thigh into each other. And you can keep your right heel on the ground or lift your right heel just an inch or so off the mat, a couple of inches off the mat. Another few breaths here. And lower down. Bend the knees, feet into the mat, arms down alongside the body. Couple of resting breaths here. And gently roll your head side to side. Now hug the knees into the chest and rock side to side. If it feels good, you can open the knees to the sides in the way of release and then roll over to one side and come up to all fours, hands and knees. Just take a couple of breaths here in the tabletop position. And then we will do the modified pigeon pose. So take your left knee forward, but this time the left foot will be on the outside of the left hip. Normally we bring the left foot to the right side of the mat. This time it's more like you're seated in between the heels. Try to even out the hips so they're equidistant from the ground. The right leg is extended in the back. And support your upper body. Depending on your flexibility, your torso is either strictly upright, vertical, or leaning forward. Obviously, I need to lean forward a little bit here. So there's nothing wrong with that. Support yourself on your arms. And once the body starts to release, maybe it is possible to bring the torso more upright. It's up to you. Breathing here. And you can try different variations of support here. Maybe hand on the front thigh, pushing yourself up a little bit higher. Or maybe even lowering down on the elbows. You have choices here, according to what your body needs right now. And in an effort to elongate your back leg even more, you can tuck the toes and see if, and then kind of push yourself forward a little bit. See if it helps with the elongation of the back leg, and then untuck the toes. Just a little bit longer here. We're staying in the poses a little bit longer in this sequence in an effort to give the muscles and tissues the opportunity to release and relax. And then to release this side, come back to all fours. And then you can choose either to push back into downward facing dog or child's pose. And then let's even it out. So from all fours, take your right knee forward. And the right foot to the outside of the right hip. Staying upright, supporting yourself with the arms. Try to keep your hips equal distance from the floor. And you can experiment with your arms, see where it's more helpful to support the elongation of the spine here. We want to keep the spine long for a more effective stretch on the left side. And then you can maybe choose to lower down. It's probably a good idea to take the same configuration as you did on the first side. Breathe. And keep coming back, checking on your hips. See if maybe one hip is lower than the other, and see if maybe you can do something to remedy that so that your hips are even. Just a little bit longer, we're almost there. Breathe. And then use your hands to push yourself up. Come to all fours and stretch out the legs in any manner that you like, and then push back into child's pose or downward facing dog. I'm choosing to take child's pose here with the arms extended over the head. Relax and breathe. And then slowly, carefully push yourself upright. Come to all fours first, and then take your right foot forward for lunge. I like to use blocks to support my hands. It helps with creating space and freedom in the upper body. So drop the hips down. The front shin is vertical. Shoulders down away from the ears. You can tuck your back toes. That creates a little bit more stability. Or untuck the back toes. This is a simple but very effective stretch for the psoas. In this case, it's on the left side, the front of the left hip. Or you can stack your hands on the middle of the right thigh and push it forward a little bit. This way, it helps to create freedom in the pelvis and extension in the spine. The legs are engaged. See if you can scissor the legs a little bit, pulling the right hip back, left hip forward. And try bringing your arms up alongside the ears, watching what happens in the hips, in the pelvis as you do that, how it changes the stretch. And breathe. Maybe looking up at your fingertips. That's not necessary, only if it feels good. And then release the hands down. And take your right foot back. Stretch it out, either in downward facing dog or in child's pose. And then come up to all fours again. And let's take the other side. So taking your left foot forward into lunge. So use the support for your hands if you wish, or not. It also depends on the proportions of the body. If you have longer arms, you might not need the support underneath the hands. So dropping the hips down, lengthen the spine, proud chest, shoulders down, abdominals lightly engaged. Breathing deeply and stacking the hands on the thigh, pressing the thigh away from you and noticing what it creates, this shape. Noticing maybe how it changed the stretch or not. Whatever you notice here is fine. Not telling you what to feel. Just observe yourself and breathe. And now extend the arms up on the inhalation. You can look up at the fingertips or keep looking straight ahead. But when you lift your arms, just be sure that your shoulders are not creeping up towards the ears. And then bring the hands down. Step back to all fours. And push back into child's pose. You can also take a downward facing dog here. On the inhalation, come back up to all fours and then exhale, lower down onto the belly. Bring the arms back, palms down. You can have your feet together or apart. Forehead down on the ground. Now bend your right knee and lift the right thigh off the mat, any amount. It's not a big lift, but the effort is effective here. So flex that foot, point the sole of the foot up to the sky, and maybe after a little bit of time, your body will allow you to bring that thigh a little bit higher up, or not. If you start cramping here, just stretch out that leg, and then lower the knee down and extend the right leg. Just a resting breath or two here. And then bend the left knee. And then flex the foot. And lift the left thigh any amount, maybe just a little bit. And here I got a cramp on my left side, so I need to release, extend, wait until the cramp goes away. And then to the other side. So bend your right knee again and lift the right thigh, flex the foot, push that foot into the ceiling, and then change sides. Bend the left knee, lift, point the sole of the foot to the sky. Breathe here. And lower down, extend the leg. And you can shift the hips side to side to release. And then take Sphinx pose. So Place your elbows underneath the shoulders. The forearms are parallel. Now reach the chest up. And take a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, push back into child's pose. Knees apart, arms extended over the head, forehead down on the mat, or you can stack the hands and support your head here. And now come lie down on your belly. You can place the head down on one side or on the forehead. And then if your head is on one side, turn it to the other side. And then bend both knees and lower the feet to one side and then to the other. And do it a couple of times to both sides. And then cross your ankles and sway your feet side to side in this manner. See how that feels. And then change the cross and sway the feet side to side. Just something a little bit different here. Come up to all fours. And come back to child's pose with the knees together this time. Now let your shoulders droop down, arms to the back. You can find your heels here. And then come up and lie on your back. Hug the knees into the chest. Relax. Now release the feet down into the mat with the knees bent, preparing for bridge. But let's do the windshield wiper knees first, very slowly with the breath. On the exhalation, lower the knees to one side, inhale to center. Good. And now place your feet for bridge. So hips, feet and knees are hip distance apart. The shins are vertical, arms down alongside the rib cage. And then on the inhalation, bring the pelvis up. On the exhalation, slowly lower. Again, inhale, bring the pelvis up. Exhale, lower. So do this as many times as you wish. And then you can either stay in bridge or continue going up and down. And then lower the pelvis down and relax. All right, let's start preparing for Shavasana once again. It's a good idea to use for this particular practice. It's a really good idea to use support under your knees, once again, like we did in the beginning. Then you can give yourself a hug and manually spread the shoulder blades apart. So broaden your back. And then relax. The chin is neutral. Do your adjustments. And then begin moving towards stillness. Begin directing your mind towards stillness. Now feel the support underneath you. Reassure yourself that you are safely supported on the ground. And then soften the front of the body. Let your breath move effortlessly in and out of the body. Notice the slight movement in the belly as you breathe here with the relaxed abdominals. The belly slightly rising on the inhalation and gently falling on the exhalation. Relax your shoulders and arms. Relax the hands and the fingers. And now become aware of all 10 fingertips. Breathe. And now bring your awareness to the hips, the pelvis, and relax the pelvis and the hips. Relax your legs, the ankles, the feet. And now focus your inner awareness on your toes. And take a couple of resting breaths with your awareness on your toes, just sensing your toes. Try not to visualize. Sense and feel and breathe. Now back up the legs. Relax the front of the body, the belly, the rib cage, the chest, the collarbones. Relax the shoulders, the face, the forehead, the crown of the head. Relax your breath. On your next inhalation, bring your awareness to center forehead. Take one breath with your awareness at center forehead. And the throat. Center chest. Belly button. Center pelvis. Perineum floor. Center pelvis again. Navel center. heart center, bottom of the throat, the area between the eyebrows, top of the head, and now relax any effort and just be and breathe. The next time you hear my voice, it will be time to come out of the relaxation. Now start waking yourself up. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And then bend your knees. When you're ready, roll over to one side and pause there for a moment. And when you're ready, gently push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Take another few deep breaths here. And then bring the hands together, rub them against each other vigorously, and cover your eyes. And then open your eyes into the hands when you're ready. And bring the hands to Anjali Mudra, to the heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.